Hello friends, we are live again. It's time for another little live stream from a gorgeous house and garden here in Niigata, where I'm currently on a work trip. This place is called Hoppo Bunka Hakubutsukan, or Northern, let me check the Northern Culture Museum in English. And it's the old residence of a very, very wealthy family that has been preserved for anyone to enjoy in this day and age. It used to be belong to one of the wealthiest people in this area, and it is now repurposed into a museum showing a little bit of everything from days gone by here in Japan. So let's start. So in total this building, wait, I need to check this sheet of mine because I'm so bad with numbers. But the number of rooms in this house is just incredible. It's how many rooms again? So let me see. Okay, I can't find it right now, but I think it's like 50 rooms or something in total in this building, and counting all the surrounding buildings as well, because there's lots of like auxiliary buildings all over the place. Then the total number of rooms is well over 100. So yeah, it's a pretty big and impressive place. So let's start by heading inside. And I actually got special permission here again, the perk of being YouTuber. So they allowed me to use this special entrance. Yes, it's raining today, unfortunately. So this entrance is not for regular customers, but they appreciate my YouTube efforts, so I got to use this. So 65 rooms in total in this really, really impressive building. Here you have a Japanese crested ibis, which is a extinct bird that there used to be plenty of these in this part of Japan, especially on an island called Sadogashima, quite near here in Niigata, but now they are extinct. Lots of like old historical things. Like the one that caught my eye the most was probably this. It's an old kind of music box. It's unclear exactly how old it is, but like from 1800 to 1900. And it's from Europe. Makes me proud. So yeah. This whole, like I mentioned yesterday, I think this trip, the theme has been Japanese gardens, and it's very fascinating because you can't really do a piece about Japanese gardens without also touching on the Japanese architecture and how, you know, the buildings are made with the gardens in mind. So, you know, this room you see here on the opposite side, that's like only used for special occasions. it's the biggest and most gorgeous room with the best view in the entire building, but actually it was only used about 10 times per year. I will head over there soon. So yeah, you see the entire, basically the entire structure is designed so that you can take in the views. And apparently this wooden beam here is also pretty noteworthy, because it's like the longest of its kind in Japan. It's 30 meters long, and it's like just one single tree. And just the logistics of shipping this from, you know, where it was actually, where the tree was cut down, and get it all the way here to Niigata, that was like a massive effort that is worthy of a story on its own. It is pretty impressive, yeah. I mean, I'm not really specializing in architecture or anything, but and many of the things that I see here are way too complicated for me to, you know, really comprehend how amazing they are. But yeah, I do appreciate to see these kind of really gorgeous places and gorgeous structures. And it's very fortunate that they managed to preserve these, and that they are now, you know, accessible to anyone. That's really kind of an asset. So yeah, I've been in Niigata now. This is my third day here. Tomorrow I will go to Yamagata Prefecture, where I will also do a bit of work. But Niigata, it has been very interesting, because I've been to Niigata a few times, but haven't really dig that deeply into this part of Japan. But actually this area is gorgeous, and there's just so many, you know, really impressive places like this. And especially for people who are into like Japanese gardens, I think, you know, coming to Niigata could be a good alternative to going to Kyoto, because there's just so much to see around here as well, and with the big benefit that it's not really touristy at all, still kind of unknown to a lot of Japan travelers. So once this pandemic and the travel restrictions are lifted, then I think this part of Japan has potential to get really popular in the future. Oh, thank you, Jenny. Money to get tabi socks. Thank you. No tabi socks today, unfortunately. Just another pair of happy socks. We need tabi. Okay. I didn't know that there was such a demand to see me wearing tabi socks, but if that will make you happy, I will definitely try to make it happen. So yeah, here's like the most, I presume the most beautiful part of the garden, but this part is not really open for visitors. Like, I think you need a special permit to go down and walk here, which they might give me if I ask, but I think it's okay. We can see it from here quite well. You see the carps in this little pond? It's a rather bold claim, yeah, maybe, but I don't know. I mean, Kyoto is nice, but I always feel it's a little bit overrated. And especially considering how, you know, all the massive crowds of tourists that you have to deal with. There's like equally impressive places in other parts of Japan with like zero tourists. But I guess, you know, Kyoto is having the benefit of being very accessible, and of course it's a very significant place, but I'm just saying that if people think that's the only place where you can experience, you know, beautiful architecture and gardens and temples and shrines, then yeah, I think especially people who don't like big crowds, they should consider going to other parts of Japan to get their fix of Japanese beauty. Yeah, tabi socks, né? For those of you who don't know, it's the kind of Japanese type of socks where the big toe is having its own little pocket, but then the rest of the toes are kind of all together, so they're very good for wearing geta or Japanese sandals. So this original house was built 350 years ago, but then it has been like rebuilt. I'm not sure exactly why, if it was because of fire or something, but this current structure is from 1817. Maybe I'm talking a bit more quiet than usual, because I'm actually, you know, this is basically, I'm walking around in a museum now and there's lots of visitors, so, or not lots of visitors, it's surprisingly empty, but still there are other visitors, and I don't want to be just the annoying guy walking around shooting video. Yeah, this would be good if they sold beer here and I could have a beer in this garden. Then it would indeed be the world's finest beer garden. Sounds more soothing when Tokyo Explorer tries to talk quietly. Thank you. I really like the view from here. And this is also pretty good, you know, approach to the garden. Yeah, it would be a lot of fun to bring a bunch of friends and play hide and seek here. You have lots of rooms to sneak into. Try this very steep stairs. Let's see what's up here. Are you staying here? No, I'm not staying here. They do have a very, very exclusive ryokan with, I think they said it's only one room. But yeah, I'm not staying here. This is like old, very old boat, over 1,000 years old, that was like excavated nearby here. So actually this part of Japan is also somewhat famous because it has a lot of, you know, they made a lot of excavations from the really early age of what's believed to be maybe some of the first preserved settlements in Japan. back in the Jomon era. So these are all like old fragments. I think I will be careful to say too much because my Japanese history knowledge is not what it should be. Also, someone asked how much a night costs. So this place, it's apparently not too expensive. 15,000 yen per person a night, and I presume that it's like at least two people minimum. So that's not too expensive actually. It's just $150. No stones on this roof. Yeah, maybe they were built in a more solid way, so they don't really need it. I think so. Because these are only 2-story structures, but you see how high they are. Actually, yeah, you can see here. I don't know if it gets... Yeah, it shows pretty nicely. Can you see all these beams and bars? Like I said, I'm not knowledgeable about architecture, but I presume that this makes it pretty stable and earthquake proof as well, because that's also something you need to take into account about like historical buildings in Japan, that because of all the earthquakes it's a bit more difficult to have buildings stand for hundreds and hundreds of years. So let's head out and explore the outer garden a little bit. Should we have a look in here too? Prehistoric pool. It kind of looks like it, but no, it looks like this, old letters and documents. Oh my god, like all the Japanese handwriting is impossible for me to read. Oh wow, very old fan. Frugality promotes virtue, one of the 3 precepts of the Ito family. So the family who own this is called Ito, or their last name is Ito. Yeah, it looks like steampunk, right? Yeah, lots of things to see. I mean, if you're really into Japanese history, I'm sure this place would be a really good treasure trove. Okay, let's head back down and go outside. This is the old kitchen. So because this estate is so massive, they also had lots of people living and working here to, maintain it. And apparently this is an old, like, sake storage bottle. They must have had pretty wild parties if they, whenever they had some guest overs, they popped open one of these. Kitchen tools. It would be interesting if they had like cooking class here, where you could cook the authentic food that's representative from the era. Old stove. Okay, let's head out. Let's see if I can just find the entrance, the special entrance that I came from. Okay, let's head out. So one thing about Japan that I'm still not used to is just the number of times I need to take on and off my shoes every day. I'm really slow at doing so. It can be a bit of a pain sometimes, but hey, it's okay. This place is also very beautiful in the spring when all these flowers here are blooming and kind of hanging down from this roof. I saw some photos when I researched this place and it looked really gorgeous. It's not as impressive in this this time of the year. Still pretty nice, but I can imagine like on hot summer days coming in here and enjoy some shade and escape the heat. Must be very nice. Hello from Bali, Indonesia. Hello to you. I touched on this in the stream yesterday, but here we have another example of what an old Japanese storehouse or kura looks like. And that's one of the gates to enter or exit the property altogether. Oh wow, looks like it's raining, but we're also getting a bit of sun coming out now. That's so nice. It's been like that all day actually, and it's been pretty good in terms of for taking photos. Usually rain is not the best, but when you have this nice light coming out, shining through the clouds, then it can be really beautiful. And this building is very, very interesting. Vending machine, yeah. There's a few vending machines over there. This place, I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. So this is... let me go. Let me go this side instead. I think there was a little sign here. Here we go. So it's a tea house with triangular or diamond-shaped rooms, which is really like, yeah, you can see it, right? You can see my reflection as well. Almost some sort of reveal there. see it, but the shape of these rooms are really odd. Triangular shaped rooms. Very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. And like these shelves and everything is also like designed so I don't know how well you can see, but everything is like, you know, designed so it fits into these angular, I don't know how to explain it, but so that it fits into the shape of the entire building. It's quite unique. I can't remember ever seeing anything like that before. Oh, someone asked for weather report. Let's see. It's obviously raining. I don't need my smartphone to tell me that. 11 degrees. Quite humid. Somewhat windy, but not too bad. And we're getting close to sunset time. So yeah, you can see a bit of sun actually shining through. Yeah, golden. Like this time, this weather would actually be really cool for a photo shoot. So I think I've showed you pretty much everything, and that I will wrap things up soon with the stream, so that I can take a few photos as well in this beautiful light. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, again, somewhat different stream compared to my usual content. But tomorrow I'm heading back home to Tokyo, and I hope to do some walks in back in Tokyo this weekend and next week. Oh wait, there's a few more things I can show you actually. For those of you who are really into Japanese history, you might enjoy this. We actually have a 400-year-old Japanese house here that has been preserved. So house. Dates from the early Edo period, when people's lives were centered around an earthen floor. Only wood and rope are used in the construction. And this is kind of designated, registered cultural, I don't know the correct way of translating this, so I won't even try. But we are now in a 400-year-old Japanese home. Quite different from today, eh? Yeah, they moved the entire building. That's pretty cool. Well, thank you, Anna, or Airbnb, how to convert Looks like the kind of weather we should. But good ending scene for this stream, isn't it? Thanks a lot for joining, and hopefully I'll see you back. Okay. Thanks for tuning in, and bye bye. See you. またね。Hey do.